Yo, this is Beyond Belief, and you're watching the B Shine. My earliest experience with rap was just the stuff that my older brother was listening to. So it was like, I think the first album that I really gravitated to was Biggie's "Ready to Die," and that was just like the perfect introductory rap album, I think, because it was accessible in the sense that like there was commercial songs, there was lyrical songs, there was like storytelling tracks. The production was great, and it was just something that hooked me immediately. And then from there, I heard like Nas, Illmatic, Jay Z Volume Two prior to Reasonable Doubt. But once I got into Jay Z, I went through his whole catalog. Um, Big Pun's Capital Punishment was huge for me. Um, Cannabis, early Cannabis, Eminem, his first album, and like those guys just kind of like listening to how they rapped and put their words together. I eventually caught on and like, I liked all the commercial stuff, but I would listen to them and I'd be like, there's something different about what they're doing in comparison to like what everyone else is doing. So when I finally like kind of realized like it was how they structured their rhymes and the complexities in their rhyme patterns and stuff, that was kind of like what made me want to rap, because it was like a challenge, and it was like, all right, well, I know that this is the standard for somebody being a good rapper, so let me see. At first, I wanted to emulate what they were doing, and then eventually, I started getting better, and you kind of find your own style from there. Everyone starts out copying the people that they like until they finally, start sounding like themselves. So like high school is when I first got like my real forum. Like I had like the first time I actually was able to rap in front of an audience. So when I would battle in the lunchroom, like the first time I got a reaction, like where like I said like a punchline or somebody or I battled somebody and I got like the crowd go crazy, that was like, all right, well, there's something to this, there's something here. It wasn't just like, because before that it was almost like I was a rapper in the closet. It was like, I would make songs in my basement, or I would write stuff and like I would share it with my friends, but it wasn't like I was really out there like trying to put myself out there and be like, yo, I rap, So it wasn't until high school where I really started, making a name for myself and like putting myself out there, and that's like then I started building my confidence, you know what I mean? And that was huge for me. It was just kind of like really when I started taking it seriously, it was like, all right, this isn't just something that I'm going to do in my basement anymore. It's something like I really want to do. Like at first you learn how to rap, right? And then you know how to write a freestyle, you know how to write a 16. And then there comes the whole making a song. And I got lucky because in high school, I got real cool with this kid, Anthony, who goes by the rap name Billy Bang now. And just coincidentally, he was working with Kwame. And at that point, I had heard so much stuff like, people lie and they tell you, I know so-and-so, or my uncle owns this studio, you know what I mean? And or so-and-so has beats, or this person's cousin's brother knows this guy. And Anthony was actually like doing it for real. He was making songs in the studio. This is like 2000, 2001. This is before like people really had like Pro Tools in their house. So he was really going to the studio and making songs. And I remember, 14, 15, he brought me to Kwame's apartment, and he was living in Harlem at the time. And that was just my first like foray into like actually, making songs. And then it went from, okay, you can rap good. Now let me teach you how to actually format songs and teach you about song structure. And like, from there, I just realized there was a whole nother animal, being good at rapping is only the tip of the iceberg. So that was where I really was like, all right, I got to take this seriously, and I have to really work on my craft, because, it takes a lot more to be a good artist, My family's always been supportive. I mean, my mom and my brother and my dad. Like my dad early on was the one who bought me Pro Tools. Like I remember 16, like when I was 16 years old for Christmas, he got me, he got me Pro Tools. He got me a mic, the Digi 002 interface, and that was like, I mean, that was the gift. That's the best gift I ever got, because that was like the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, from there, like, not only was I able to record in my own home, like I learned how to be an engineer too, and I learned how to, fine tune my stuff, and I learned how to manipulate my vocals, and it just like was a whole nother thing that I got into, and I can't just learn something. I got to obsess over it. So it was just like another thing that I obsessed over. So it was just, that was huge for me. My mom was always super supportive. My brother, always super supportive. I mean, even when like my father passed away, he left me some money that allowed me to do my first music video. So it was like, I mean, everything happens for a reason, and everything kind of fell into place. And, I couldn't have asked for more, to be honest with you. Everybody and their mother raps, I feel like I got great music, but, the biggest challenge is getting into the hands of the right people, or just even getting people to listen. And I've had some pretty significant strides. I mean, I've had videos on MTV, had songs on when my song played on Hot 97, that was like, I mean, nobody could take that away from me. Like, that was like the craziest thing to me, That's a station I grew up listening to. Just to even be played once was like, how many people can say that? I mean, it's all those little victories, man. Like, anytime you feel like your stuff's being acknowledged, anytime, you put your time and effort into something and people appreciate it, whether it's on a big scale or a small scale, Where I grew up wasn't really hip hop at all, and like I was kind of like an outsider in that sense, that like not a lot of people that I grew up with were involved in music. So just me pursuing rap music in general put me in the company of people that I would have never crossed paths with. You know what I mean? And I've just been able to meet so many incredible people and like-minded individuals that I would have never come into contact with had I done anything else, And that's the best thing about it, just the people I get to cross paths with. I just want to be an artist that sticks to his guns and is able to make records that are appreciated on a mainstream or mass level, but I want to do it without sacrificing my integrity. And I want to, obviously I want to be looked at as one of the best. I mean, I think anyone who raps competitively or raps seriously, views it as it's really a competition. I want to be the best. I want people to think that I'm the nicest, essentially, whether it's nice, the nicest freestyler, the best song maker, whatever. I want people to think I'm the best,